Hello there, welcome to this learning tutorial. In this learning tutorial, I'll show you how to use Microsoft Access to create a database form. Now, what I've done here, I've got a database that already has got a table. Now, it will be the same process you go through in your exercise. Now, I've already opened it. Now, the first thing I need to mention, every time you get something like this, there is a security setting that has blocked your Microsoft Access element. So click on Options, and when this screen comes up, click on Enable this content. So this is what I expect some of you may get. So always this blocks the Microsoft Access element. So click OK, and now you are able to start using it. So now something else I need to show before we begin. Often Access hides the things you're not using. At the moment it's showing forms, but I just need to show you here. When I click on this arrow here and I click on tables, now I can see my tables. Now, as you can see here, I have got two tables. One of them is for the store table. When I click on it, these are my details in the store table. I'll close it, and when I go to my employees, these are my employee records. Now what I'm now going to do, I'm going to show you how to create a form that can help me enter information into the store. Now I'll go and show you my forms that I've already got. I'll click on forms so that I can see the forms. Now I've already got here a form. Now this is really a tiny form here. Now what I want to show you is how I managed to do more customization to my other form. So I've got here another one called test. Now you can see these forms are for the same table, but I wanted to show you what if this is one student and this is another student. So these two students really don't get the same marks. The top one here gets more marks. They've managed to put a button. I'll click on this button and see what happens. So really I'm now going to show you how people do forms. So the first step you do is click on create. That is step 1. And there are many ways of creating forms. I'm going to show you the simplest, and this is using a form wizard. So click on forms, create, go to more forms here. There's a drop down arrow and choose form wizard. Now the wizard comes up. If you've got a table, so if you've got a system that has more than one table, please be careful which table you are selecting. Now I'm very sure here I'm choosing the right table. I don't need anything else apart from the store table. And now click on the double arrows to take all your fields because you need them. Next, you don't need to change the layout here. I always prefer to go with what the wizard has given me. Now, this is one of the most important screens. Now, often you can get Microsoft Access to change for you the color layout, how it looks like. To get more marks, you need to do your own customization. So I'm going to select none. So that once the form has been finished, I can do my own customization. So go to next. Having selected none, I go to next. Now this is the next step. You give it a name. You should give it a name. At the moment it's calling it TBL store. Because I've already got similar name, I'm going to call it test form 2. Because I've already got a form called 1, I'm going to call it test form 2, and then finish. Now this is my form. Sometimes you may be lucky and the form looks good enough, but now I can say it's kind of average. But what I need to show you, how do I change the format of my title? How do I put colors? How do I put buttons? This is now what I'm now going to show you. Now here I've got two things. There is views that people often use: design view, layout view. Now design view is something that I'll show you afterwards. That is really something you can do more customization. I'll start with the simplest view. This is layout view. Now layout view almost looks similar to Microsoft Word formatting. When I touch my title here, look, I can adjust the box. I can even go now and change the formatting. I can change the color. I'll change this to maybe size 36, and I can even increase the box size. So by the way, I'll even change maybe the color to something else. That is already customization. Now what I can do, I can even select these field names. To save you, click on the shift key and click on every single field name, and you can apply the same formatting to all of them. I can do the same formatting by selecting everything. Now that's already customization. What I can do, I can even apply background colors. Let me see which is the best color I could apply. That is really not good enough. I'll choose something more pretty, maybe. That's not good enough. So it's really up to you what you can come up with, but I'm now showing you how people customize forms. Now that's already something I've done. Now I want to show you how to add buttons. How do they add buttons? I will now do the extra formatting, which really is a bit more tougher. I'll go to design view. Now design view doesn't really always look easy to use. Now I'm trying to increase space so that you can easily see everything. Now on the top here there are more buttons that really do extra things. If I go back to layout view, you don't see a lot of tools. You really don't see. Now when I go to design view, you see a lot of views that often will do lots of customization. The first thing I need to do here, I need a button that closes. So here there is a button here. Press it anywhere. I want my button to be somewhere around here. I'm drawing a simple box. Now there are many buttons you could do. I need form buttons and form operations. There are so many. I need one that closes. I'll choose close. And next, do I need the label to be text or do I need to be a picture format? So you can see if you choose text, it will be simple close form. If you choose picture icon, it will be like that. So finish. Now here is my button. Okay, I'll put another button. Let me see. Go click on the button box. I need form operations. Okay, I need a button that refreshes my form if somebody has finished putting the information. Finish. And here it is. Let me put this button here so that I can create another button for you. So I'll go back. It's always good to draw buttons of the same size. So maybe I need to go to my next record. I'll keep using picture icons. Finish. Now you can see these are my buttons. If I go back to form view, you can see how it looks like. Now I'll go back to design view. You can also put extra text boxes, and this is the one here. I can maybe draw a box here and say created by RMA. So really, if I now go back to my design view, you can now see. So this is one way of customization. Now I want to show you something more really interesting, putting images, and this could be done under your form layout. So you can see here there's a special icon here for the logos. So I'll click on the logo and I've got some images. I'll choose any image that I've got. Maybe I'll go for that. And now you can see there's a picture there straight, and what it really does, it changes this to almost the best logo sizes. And how do I put an image? This is really done in design view. Now when you go design view, you've got toolbar here for images. You put the box anywhere you want your image to go, and let me see if I've got, okay, I'll use the same image. Okay, I'll use this image here. Now that's it. So you can say this is all about customization. Now if I go back to layout view, if you really think you really can't cope with your own color choices, this is really another way to do it. People can really play with these colors to their limit, but at least you can see it's not really the form that you are given by the wizard. So here I'm trying to show you how you can customize your form so that it looks professional. So now I have shown you how to create a form. So please, you can replay this and see if you can do it yourself. So good luck. If you are happy, you can try the exercise that has been given to you by your teacher. Good luck. Now I'll give you another example of creating a form. Now I'm going to create a form that allows me to enter information into the employees table. Now I'll do the same thing. I go to create, then I will go to more forms, and I'll choose form wizard. this time I need the employees table, so I make sure it's the employees table I've chosen. Always make sure you choose the table that you want the form to take the information to. If you are creating maybe a teacher's form, so look for the table called teachers. If you're creating a form for maybe students of year 9, look for the year 9 table. So this time I'm creating a form for the employees, so I'm looking for the employees table. But if you've got a system that only has one table, then you really don't need to look for anything. You just use the table that you've got. So click on the double arrows, click on next. Always here I prefer to go with what the wizard has given me, so don't change the layout. Now here, don't go with what the wizard has given you. I want always to do my own customization, so I don't want to always use the color scheme that the wizard has given me. So click on none. The reason we click on none, so that you can apply your customization after the wizard has done its job. So go to next. Now this is the step to give it a name. If you don't give it a name, you wouldn't really know what objects you've got. So always give the name in relation to what the form is doing. So this is an employees form. So what I'm now going to do, because I've already got something called employees form, I'm going to call employee form 2. So I'll then finish. Now you can see I've already got now a form. Most of the things really are not bad, but what I'm now going to do extra customization, like I did in example 1, the quickest way is you got layout view, which almost looks like Microsoft Word formatting. So I will enlarge this box. I always want my title to be centered, and I want always to be slightly bigger than the other field names. So maybe I'll go for blue. Then I need to make sure these fields here are bold, and I prefer to do them at once because time is very important. I will select every field by I'm pressing my shift key on the keyboard. Touching the shift key allows me to select these field names. So now I'm now going to apply formatting that applies to all. Now you can see I've already now changed this. If I want, I can increase the size maybe to size 14, but that's slightly too big, or maybe size 12. So that's really finished. Maybe now this time I can apply a button. I'll go to design view, because design view has more designing tools. You can't apply some of the things in layout view. So I need a button here, and there isn't enough space, so I'm now going to increase. This is an extra example. Now sometimes you don't have enough space, so you can adjust the forms. Now I'll put a button here. My button is going to be for closing, so I'll go to form operations and close, and this time I'm going to choose text because I used the picture icons in the previous example. Finish. And now if I go to my normal view, you can see if I go back to design view, I can say my boxes, my buttons should have bold and maybe red text. Have a look. So those are extra things you can do on your form. And maybe this time I want to have a picture. So I will go to the picture icon here, and I will draw space here, and I think I'll go for the simplest one. I'll pick, because I don't have many pictures, I'll go for the pictures that I've got on my computer. And now I think I've got some pictures that show me. Anyway, here I don't have really good examples of pictures, but it's always good to choose your own picture. So I'm only going to use the picture that I use in example 1, which is this. So click OK. I didn't want to waste time looking for images, but you can see I've managed to put my image, and here it is. Now the reason I want to show you this, you can see it has put a box. You don't really need to show pictures in box line. So I'll go back to my layout view or even design view, and I'll switch off the line. So I'll say transparent, and now the picture will be as smart as that. So what else can I do? I can change the background colors if you want. It's the same way we did in example 1. You can choose that, or if you think you want to do it the quickest way, you've got simple templates here that can allow you to customize your form in a different way that the wizard couldn't have done for you at the beginning. So now at least I've shown you 2 examples of creating forms. So please, what I want you to do is I want you to play around the next exercises so that you can be able to create your own form. So please, good luck. Now at least you've got 2 examples of creating forms, and in the next tutorial I'll show you how to create reports. So good luck.